Hello everyone and welcome once again to my channel. My name is Portelles, and for today's video we're going to be talking about Roberta Tamondong's closed door interview at Miss Grand International 2022. If I'm being quite honest, everyone, I had the intention to just hop on a live stream and react to pretty much all of the candidates and give you my comments and feedback for each one of them. However, I quickly realized that because of the number of candidates, the video itself is more than 6 hours. Therefore, with my comments and feedback, that will be like an 8 hour reaction video. So I think I'm going to not proceed with that idea. However, probably tomorrow I will come out with a compilation video of my favorite ones or my top picks, something along those lines. However, I still wanted to make this one for Roberta since a lot of you guys always send me messages about her precisely and just give you my overall opinion and feeling about her performance during this closed door interview, which is so important. So if you enjoyed this video and if you find some sort of value in it, don't forget to hit the like button, share the video with a friend, subscribe, follow the page, the channel, everything, and be part of the conversation as well in the comment section down below. So I will not keep you waiting much longer. I will see you with my reaction to Roberta's full performance during the closed door interview right after the intro. All right, so I'm just gonna bring the video on the screen and then we'll take it from there. I just want to tell you guys that for this interview, I'm really looking at everything. Her presence, her body language, of course, her communication skills, and the substance of the answers as well. So let's get into it. Here we go.
Are you getting well? How are you feeling? I'm recovering. And I have this Filipino dessert.
Yeah, okay. We can try for lunch. It's really good for us.
I have some gift for Miss Teresa.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you very much. Oh, wow.
Sir, no, what this is for you, and I have another
Okay.
for you.
Okay.
And
My
please,
God.
can you get some earrings from the Philippines?
I think it's pearls,
Yeah.
pearls from Philippines.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so
Meron
much.
ka na bang close door?
Take a seat.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop right here for a moment because already I think that this is, something different from most of the other contestants. I mean, I don't recall, like just as of right now, anyone who actually showed up with gifts for the judges. I think that it says a lot about Filipino hospitality and just about how welcoming they are as people, how generous they are as people. And I'm glad to see that Roberta took those things with her um, to Miss Grand International, and she decided to give these gifts to the judges. Now, I know that this is not something uncommon when it comes to Pinay queens. I have actually talked to quite a few of them who actually go to international pageants, and they just bring a little present or details for the judges, sometimes even for all of the candidates, for each one of the candidates of the competition. So I just think it's a nice gesture. It's like good manners, pretty much, just to show this sign of appreciation for the judges. So far, it's a great start. I'm happy. Now let's get to the real deal, the questions.
Okay, good selling today.
Good selling. Show the product.
But I just want to thank you, and of course, especially to the org for taking care of me, even though I feel the most under the weather yesterday and the day before. And right now I'm recovering, and I feel so energetic and super happy to be here.
Okay.
Okay, I promise you guys, I'm not gonna be stopping this video like every 2 seconds, but I want to comment about this as well because, as you guys know, Roberta missed the Gala Night presentation because she was feeling sick. She was under the weather. Actually, I wasn't even aware. I was doing my live reaction to the Gala Night, and I was left wondering, where is Roberta? I think that the fact that she acknowledged, the fact that she wasn't able to join and that she wasn't there, it's a good thing because otherwise it could seem almost as if she was like avoiding the topic to, not address the elephant in the room, when in reality she just missed one of the major events. I think that the swimsuit presentation is really, really important because it gives us a glimpse of what we can expect in terms of physique. And the gala night is also very important because we get to see what the candidates bring to the table in terms of elegance with their evening gowns. So Roberta was not able to be part of that. So going into the interview, acknowledging, the fact that I wasn't able to join, I was feeling under the weather, but I'm very thankful for you guys to support me during that time, to welcome me back in the competition. It's the right thing to do. It's the queenly thing to do. So very nice.
Okay, short into yourself, really short.
I am Roberta Tamondong. I'm a pure Filipina, and I'm 19 years old. And my birthday is gonna be on October 19.
Oh,
So super excited about that.
birthday.
Thank you.
You turned 20.
I'm gonna turn 20, and I'm an advocate of environmental awareness at my country, and I support the Department of Environment and Natural Resources in the Philippines, which is I'm one of the ambassadors of waste management. So at an early age of 13, I am very lucky to be one of the ambassadors, and up until now, I am still going forth with my advocacy and spreading awareness to the youth, especially to the things that concerns the well-being of our environment and also to the world. So right now, I am also an advocate of women's rights, and I'm happy about that because ever since I was a little girl, my father taught me the most important things, which is taking care of your family, your moms, the people that you love, and of course yourself. And being a woman is really empowering. And right now, being a beauty queen and joining Miss Grand, the most important things, which is taking care of your family, your moms, the people that you love, and of course yourself. And being a woman is really empowering. And right now, being a beauty queen and joining Miss Grand International had made me boost my confidence as a woman, giving me a voice, giving me the platform that I need. And that's why I'm happy to be here in Miss Grand and like uplifting every single individual's voice.
Mhm. Okay, so this was a great answer just to get started. I think that personally, like the first question of, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Can you introduce yourself? For me personally, this is always like a tricky question. Sometimes I do like collabs with other people and for whatever, like their channels or anything, and they ask me like, can you introduce yourself? And then I'm like, but like how? There's like so many things about one's personality and one's life that you can talk about. So I think that it's always a little tricky. I can feel in the beginning that Roberta might have been like a little bit nervous because I feel like a certain shakiness in her voice, which is completely normal because not only you are, I mean, in front of the judges having a one-on-one conversation with them, but simultaneously you know that there's people watching you live and that they expect a lot from you. So that's a big thing to carry on your shoulders, especially as Roberta say, and this is something that we tend to forget sometimes at such a young age. Roberta is only 19 years old. She's a baby. She's about to turn 20 years old, and I feel like for her to be so young and deliver this level of performance, she's doing an incredible, incredible, remarkable job. Now, when it comes to the answer itself, I like it. I appreciate it because she gave us an overall idea of who she is as a person. So she stayed mainly on things that are related to the pageant, which makes sense since she has a very limited time for this answer and for this interview overall. So she talked about being an environmental ambassador back in the country, working with the minister. I forgot like the name, but like she works with the government pretty much when it comes to the environment and creating awareness around those things. She also talked about being an ambassador for women's rights. Another thing is adding onto your resume of things that you have done and accomplished, and also simultaneously mentioning her family. So by talking about her family, this tells me a few things. Not only she is a woman who is close to her family, and of course she like draws inspiration from them because she mentioned that her mom was one of the inspirations for her to get into this type of advocacies, but simultaneously it shows that she has those core values that are really appreciated not only back in the Philippines by her people but also internationally. I mean, I feel like a family is something really that is at the core of most societies. So I really appreciate that. And I like that she ended talking about Miss Grand International because let's not forget, she is in front of the judges and now what? And at the end of the day, the only reason why they're asking these questions is because they want to get to know her and know and understand what she brings to the table and why she will be a good fit for the crown of Miss Crown International. So I think it was great. As I said, just a little nervous in the beginning, understandable. Let's continue watching and see if she was able to manage those nerves and how she answered the next questions.
Did you get any pressure from your home?
Hmm?
Do you get any pressure from your fans?
I'm just having fun right now. Like Miss Grand isn't Miss Grand isn't just like
No,
a
I
pageant.
argue that very sincere because sometimes I know the rumor from Philippine fan. Somebody support you, somebody don't want to support you.
It's fine if other people don't want to support me. I'm just here. I'm just trying my best as an individual, and whatever happens, happens. And right now, I'm enjoying my time here in Miss Grand, and for sure, that's not gonna knock me down until the finals night. I'm just going to perform, even if I have like a flu the day before. I will still perform and get ready to work.
All right. Where do I begin with this one? So now what is asking here about the pressure and and how she handles it, and also the fact that some people support her and some people don't. This is a very charged question, and I mean, let's just go back to Roberta for a moment. I think that she handled it like a pro. She just mentioned that she's enjoying the moment and all of those things, but I will expand for her. I mean, realistically, I don't think that it was the time and place for her to open up about this question, which I just knew that at some point they were going to ask her this because it's a big thing. We all know about how the dynamic is between the Philippines and Miss Grand International. But something that Nawat fails to address within his question is why some people don't support the candidates who are sent to Miss Grand International. So there's a history of Filipina queens being sent, women with incredible potential, and being left at a position where most people, the audience, feel like they are not being valued, they are not being appreciated, they are not being given the recognition that they deserve. So I don't think that there's people that is against Roberta. I think that there's people who have decided to not support the pageant anymore because they don't believe in the pageant. And of course, there's also people who support it completely, and people who decide to, no matter what, get back behind the girls, and they don't see like the organization themselves, they see the girls. And I'm going to tell you, this is also my own point of view. um to be honest, in the beginning I was even hesitating, am I going to talk about Miss Grand International this year or not, because of everything that happened last year. You guys know that I was very vocal and I really criticized the organization and what inclusively for everything that was said about Samantha last year. But I told myself, it's not about the organization. It's not about now what. It's about the girls. And I have nothing against the girls. They are just fighting for the dreams, and they are going to Miss Grand International with the hopes of making those dreams come true. And this applies as well to Roberta. I actually talked to Roberta during her Binibini Pilipinas days when she was competing at the national pageant. And when she won the title, to be honest, I never asked her to do an interview once she was crowned a Miss Grand International, because I knew that I was not in the best terms with the Miss Grand organization. So I didn't want to put her on the spot. Perhaps sometimes by association, because they see you publicly doing something with me, then that might play against you. I never asked her to come and join me on the channel. It doesn't mean that I'm against her, or it doesn't mean that I don't believe in her. It means that I didn't want that negative perception that some fans have about me and Miss Grand to be translated to her, because I don't want to take anything away from her chances of placing higher or winning the title, right? So I think that my experience, it also kind of embodies a little bit the experience with a lot of Filipinos when it comes to Miss Grand International, and that is feeling like they are sending incredible women who are really, really prepared, who already coming from a national place. They have the quality and the characteristics to be an international title holder, not just a Miss Grand, but any pageant, and feeling at the end of the day that the women are not being respected, that they are not being appreciated, that they are not given the recognition that they deserve, you know? And it's not about winning all the time. It's really not about always taking back the crown, but at least feeling like the women that you've sent internationally were given that recognition, you know? You don't have to even crack the top 5 or top 10 or top 15 or whatever, for as long as you feel like they were able to give her a platform to express herself and that they gave her the appreciation that her own people have for her. I don't know if I make myself clear, but anyways, I think that Roberta handled it like a pro. She played a little bit around the question. I personally would have ranted if I was there. So I would have, probably asked, okay, so there's people against me, then can you tell me why they're against me and what has the organization done for people to not support any more candidates who are sent to Miss Grand International from the Philippines? Because it's not about the girls, it's about the organization. But anyways, those are just my feelings. Let me shut up and let's keep watching.
Okay. And tell us, so why you? Why should we pick you? I'm an individual who is very determined and very goal oriented. And I think that that's what Miss Grant is looking for. Someone who is really into her advocacy and also willing to work. And as young as I am right now, I have this energy, I have this time, and I have this drive of passion and commitment as an individual to become one of the queens in Miss Grand International. And I'm not gonna make any mistakes in this journey. And of course, I'm going to do my country and the organization proud.
If you will win,
Okay, let me just stop right there because I know that Nawad is going to move on to the next question. But I will say that was a beautiful answer. That was a very clear answer. And I think that, to be honest, deep down, there's a part of me who like still doubts that the Miss Grand organization is going to give her even like a top 5 placement. I don't think that they will give that to Roberta because she is still with Binibining Pilipinas. This might happen in upcoming years when the Miss Grand Philippines organization is like independent and not within the Binibining Pilipinas organization. I think that Roberta, first of all, in terms of the looks, she is stunning. In terms of the performance, you can't really criticize much. She brings everything when it comes to the advocacy. She has been already an international title holder, so she has the experience, she has the passion, she has the drive, she has the backing, she has the team. Everything is in there. And also, I think that she will be a very effective candidate to connect with the younger audience, and that's something that perhaps might be interesting for the Miss Grand organization. um, but yeah, I still believe that they are gonna go a different route. I have a feeling that Nawad is trying to consolidate his fan base in Latin America, because Miss Grand International is already very influent in Asia, so they just want to bring more of that attention and that Latino market into the organization. Because we all know that he wants to become like the number one pageant in the world. So for that, you need global support from all corners of the world. Um, but yeah, I agree with her answer, and I believe it. She has what it takes. She is a winner in my eyes.
how you promote grand in Philippines?
How do you promote
Miss
Miss Grand in
Grand
the Philippines?
International from the Philippines. In the Philippines, we are known for its pageants. And of course, the Filipino people would be gladly happy to have a first Filipina in my country. And of course, people will be cheering, people will be promoting Miss Grand International. And not only that, it feels like a win for us as well. And they will promote it not only in our country but also globally. And of course, I will help them because I am an ambassador not only for my country but also in the entire world. And I will do whatever it takes. Get ready to work.
Yes, I mean, I believe what she said, that she will try her best to promote the pageant and everything. I believe that honestly, with the Philippines, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult at first because, as now what mentioned already, some people have this like distorted perception of Miss Grand International already. Like they have a bad taste in their mouth still because of everything that has happened between Miss Grand and the Philippines. So I believe that even if Roberta was able to bring back the first crown to the Philippines, it will still take some time to rebuild that trust, to rebuild that, you know, that gap that was created because of so many different incidents and things coming from the owner of the organization and just, overall. But yes, I still believe that a lot of Filipinos will get behind Roberta and they will support her because obviously, even now, that she is representing the country at Miss Grand. A lot of people are behind her, myself included. I mean, look at me. I have talked about the Miss Grand organization so many different times, and I'm still here supporting her because we believe in her and we want her to go far. And we know that having that title is going to open different doors for her. For her, but I don't feel like people will just forget about the past so easily, and it's going to be a relationship that will need to be nurtured, and there's gonna have to be a lot of work and effort from both sides to rebuild that trust and relationship. Just my little take on that.
And tell us, so why you? Why should we pick you? I'm an individual who is very determined and very goal oriented. And I think that that's what Miss Grant is looking for. Someone who is really into her advocacy and also willing to work. And as young as I am right now, I have this energy, I have this time, and I have this drive of passion and commitment as an individual to become one of the queens in Miss Grand International. And I'm not gonna make any mistakes in this journey. And of course, I'm going to do my country and the organization proud.
If you will win, how do you promote Grand in Philippines?
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I feel like the person who made this montage, they just repeated some of the questions and answers. So I'm just gonna advance a little bit because I don't want to go through the same things again.
Not only for my country but also in the entire world. And I will do whatever it takes to promote the advocacy of Miss Grand, which is ending war and violence.
Okay. Is it the first pageant yourself for international or for national?
First
I
pageant?
joined a teen international. I was just 17, like turning 18 at that time. I joined Miss Echo Teen in Egypt, and I was super happy.
You win it?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a nice platform for me, like a training ground for me in an international cut. Here in Miss Grand, it's totally different. Of course.
Okay, so if you don't win, you must pick one. Who do you think should be Miss Grand International?
I think the person that will win in Miss Grand International will be someone who is willing to take up her time, her effort, and her space in this pageant. I will not say any country, but
You must.
I can really see Brazil or Puerto Rico.
Only
Because
one. Okay, Brazil.
Brazil.
Okay.
Because the first day I saw Miss Brazil, she is very down to earth, really, really kind. And when she knew that I have like flu, she messaged me right away, telling me how am I, how am I feeling, and that kind of person really is someone rather like aside from me will win this Grand International.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the time. I hope you love my video.
Thank you.
And please try.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop right there for the interview. I mean, it's pretty much over, so there's not much else to play. And I'm just gonna give you guys some of my comments towards like the last two questions. First of all, I think that she handled that question about the experience as a pro. Not only she was able to, of course, show that she does have some experience, but also she was able to kind of like show her resume and tell them that she already had won an international pageant, yes, in the teen category, but still a lot of people don't achieve that. It's not just because you compete at a pageant that there's very few people who actually end up getting a crown. So I think that was impressive. And For the last question, which is something that they are actually asking to everyone besides themselves. So if they don't win, who will they want to see crowned as a queen? And she mentioned Puerto Rico and Brazil. Of course, the judges asked you to select only one, so she went with Brazil. Quite honestly, I agree with her. I think that, as I was telling you earlier, I believe that the Miss Grand organization might be going for a Latina. um, I have to double check my facts, but I believe that they already crowned Puerto Rico in the past. So having a Brazilian queen would be a very smart move for them. Brazilians are very passionate about their queens. They are really supportive. So that would be a great way to expand that market of Miss Grand in Latin America. Um, and yeah, I think that Roberta handled it like a pro. They were pressuring her a little bit. She was gonna go like the queenly route and just not mention anyone in particular, just give like, some characteristics, and then they wanted a name, so she gave like two options, and they were like, no, just one. But as I said, overall, she was solid. She was very, very good. I agree with everything that she said. And even the questions that were a little tricky or perhaps like trap questions, as the one of like, when people pressure you, how will you handle it? People who support you and people who don't. She stayed very neutral and very polite towards Nawat and the organization. And we all know that behind that, there's a little bit of like gaslighting, and I don't know. I don't want to get too much into that. But please, you guys, let me know, what do you think about Roberta's performance during the closed door interview. Um, Leave me like your comments in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, share with your friends on like different groups, whatever you want to do. And most importantly, follow my Facebook page, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys very soon with more content. I'll work on that list of my favorite picks for the closer interview, I promise. Okay, so stay safe, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.